Guerrilla Games already working on Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Let's break down this news in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below and don't forget to hit that like button. So over on Twitter, @GorillaJobs tweets, quote, "Are you an expert in animating real-time animalistic movement? Don't look further, cause we've got the job for you," end quote. In short, Guerrilla Games is looking for a senior creature animator. If we go over to the page, they need someone that will, quote, "create a real-time animalistic movement with a focus on quality and realism," end quote. Sounds like he will be creating new machines. Obviously, they behave like real animals, the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn. This is one of the many strengths of the game. Another thing that they note in this job post, quote, "You will cooperate with game designers and programmers to fulfill tasks according to the production plan," end quote. So the question is, what production plan? A DLC production plan or production plan for a new game? It's no secret that people at Guerrilla Games have been doing something. I mean, when the game is almost finished, you need to go to certification or bugs need to get fixed before it goes gold. But people that are, for example, responsible for the art, creating character models or creating stories, they then have like nothing to do, so they will then work on the next big thing, and in this case it could be Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or whatever the game will be called, because I don't think that they will go for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, might be Horizon blah blah, or it could be new DLC, that they want to add new machines in this DLC. One thing is certain, Guerrilla Games is looking at new machines for Horizon Zero Dawn. There are 25 machines in Horizon Zero Dawn, including some variants, and yeah, I would love to see more. I think it's enough for like the base game, but if they are going to bring DLC or new content to this game, new enemies should really be one of them. The idea that you have to learn a new tactic to take them down would be insane, and of course to see them in action for the first time. There's also something else that is interesting. Guerrilla Games recently hired Konstantin Kristalis, I hope I pronounced that right. He was a freelance facial animator that worked on the game since September 2016, like I said, as a freelancer, but he changed to senior animator on a full-time function at Guerrilla Games in January 2017. They're looking for new people, hiring new people. Like I said in another video, the game is a huge success, looking at the sales in the UK and also from other things that we hear. So them working on a new game is a given, but personally I hope for new machines in the form of DLC. But if they are looking for someone now, I think it's a safer bet that they are now looking for people for the new game, or that the DLC is simply very far away, that they are following the Naughty Dog approach, as in releasing a huge story expansion well after launch, maybe 1 year or a little less. Within the case of Horizon Zero Dawn, this might be a new land to explore, including new stories, with new Tallneck, new bandit camp, side quests, maybe a cauldron, and hopefully also new machines. I would totally spend $20 or $30 for the promise of 10, 15, 20 hours of new content. You can compare it with The Witcher 3 in terms of size. If they do that, that would be really insane. But I don't know if they will do this though. The situation at Guerrilla Games is way different than the situation at Naughty Dog and CD Projekt Red, of course the creators of The Witcher. Naughty Dog made the first story DLC for The Last of Us, a game that they didn't know would have a sequel, maybe then, when they started with the DLC. And the same goes for Uncharted 4, it's still not sure if we will ever see the return of Nathan Drake in a new game, or at least anytime soon. With The Witcher, this is true as well. CD Projekt Red is now working on Cyberpunk, a new game that is not in the Witcher franchise. They might return to The Witcher, but that is a long way out. With Horizon this is different, they are talking about Aloy as this new mascot for the PlayStation. Clearly they are not done after the first game, so then to split your team up into making DLC would mean that the sequel will have to wait, or well, will take longer to create. If you all focus on the next game, it will be done sooner. But I can find reasons for both. Sony doesn't need a new Horizon game anytime soon, since they have an amazing exclusive lineup coming with God of War, Detroit, Days Gone, Death Stranding, Spider-Man. Those games will cover 2018, 2019 and maybe even 2020, so why hurry? Why not make DLC for a game that sold well and people want new content for as soon as possible instead? Also, the answer from Matthijs de Jonge, the game director on Horizon Zero Dawn, of course, on a question regarding free DLC over on Twitter, he said, "Can't say yet." So this indicates that he has something that he can tell yet. Otherwise, he might simply reply with, no, we have no free DLC planned. Maybe they do have it now. And to be clear, I don't want like only free DLC. It would be great, it would be awesome of course, but if they really ask money for a way bigger story expansion, I would be totally down for that as well. So to recap, Guerrilla Games is looking for a senior creature animator, probably for new machines in Horizon. I mean, why would they otherwise need a senior creature animator, right? What else would he be doing? But the question is, will this be for Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or for DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn? I hope the latter, since I do expect new machines in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, so that would mean that we would have DLC with new machines and also Horizon Zero Dawn 2 with new machines. Will there be an Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Yeah, I say that this is like a given at this point, but I will go way in depth really soon on a video on the channel, so be sure to subscribe. So it's interesting for sure. Let me know. Will there be Horizon Zero Dawn DLC? What do you think and what would you want from it? Would you pay for it?